All right, ladies. So today we're going to be reacting to one of my older videos about how to create space to make him chase. All right. So if you guys like this video, click on the description down below, hit the like button, and subscribe to the channel, or else I'm closing it. And don't forget, we're having 40% off all of our courses using the coupon code Alex. I mean, mindful. And using the coupon code Alex for all of my coaching calls, you get 15% off only this month.
And so I'm going to answer that question because giving the guy space the right way is necessary in order to make him attracted to you. Giving the guy space allows him to experience what it's like to not be around you. Giving the guy space allows him to return to an emotional homeostasis where he's back to how he normally feels, and then he contrasts that with how you made him feel. And if there's a huge contrast, he'll say, "Holy shit, I miss her."
And if you do that and he realizes he doesn't miss you, it's not that you did it wrong. It's just that he doesn't like you.
Right. So how do you create that? Because that's what giving a guy space is all about. It's not to punish the guy per se, but more to prepare him for the reward. Right. And the way that you reward him is through using space in order to encourage him chasing you. You reward that behavior with your attention, with whatever he likes, right?
And I don't know if I say this in the video, but this is where the big problem comes in. When you feel needy, the last thing you want to do is give space. People naturally need to distance themselves whenever they're doing anything. Even in drawing, when I'm drawing, I need to take a step back and look at the drawing from a bigger picture. Everything in life, you take a step back. It's not an act of manipulation. It's just an understanding of human nature. But the problem is that when we like someone, we forget that and we get super needy. And without even knowing it, we're right in their face and we're not aware of how uncomfortable our sudden presence makes people feel.
And then you continue the cycle. And so where women get chasing wrong is that either A, that they develop the reputation of being someone who teases, of being someone who just speaks and doesn't do anything. That's one thing where the guy will says, you know what, she's just playing games, fuck her, like I'm not down with that, right? That's one of the reasons. Also is because the punishment doesn't fit the crime, where you may be going a little bit overboard, where you're not really giving, you're not really how can I say this? You're not really reacting to the situation as you should, as opposed where what most women do is that their neediness causes them to react in a way that's a little bit too overboard. You see, and so they'll try to hide their attraction a little bit too much. Not because they don't know how to calibrate it, but because the perception is being jaded. You can't calibrate because of your neediness. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like when you text someone, you feel like you have to say something impressive in order to impress them. It's because you like them. The neediness, which you get needy when you get around someone you like, unless you're not trained to do that, will make you overreact. So you'll think that you need to be a little bit more cold, when in reality, he's not. In reality, all you gotta do is just be a little bit cold, a little bit cold. And so you tend to go overboard. You'll take, when he texts you, rather than waiting a day, you take 3 or 4 days because you think you need to, show that you're not needy, and you go a little bit too far. So how is it done, right? Let me show you how this is done, right? You want to have a little baseline, like when he doesn't text you, when he texts you. Okay, so the way that the way that you use space is through first giving him a taste of what you have. Okay, come on, like.
And now when you listen to this is something that actually just happens naturally. If you live your life and you don't go out of your way to make yourself free for someone, like for example, if you know you gotta work late and you can't see him today, but because you're so desperate to see him, you go out of your way to finish work early. That's what I'm talking about. That's a natural space, a natural situation creating a barrier between you and him. And if you don't allow that to happen, then you're self-sabotaging yourself. Allow life to get in the way between both of you guys. If you're too tired to see him, be too tired. You could naturally create this effect if you just don't go out of your way for them. Now, there's nothing wrong with going out of your way, right? You love them. That's the point. But sometimes it's good to not see them. Sometimes it's good to focus on something else and not them. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole point is that it hurts. But if you allow it to happen naturally and just focus on your job and focus on finishing that deadline, you're gonna be able to get your job done, but also he'll want to see you more.
Each, like attention, other ways. It's not just sex, okay? But you show him attention, right? You show attraction. You show that you're actually attracted to him. For example, you tell him, "Oh my God, I can't wait to see you." Let's say you guys set up a date, right? "I can't wait to see you," right? And he's like, "Yeah, I can't wait to see you too," right? And on the day of the date, he's like, "Yo, are you ready for? I can't wait to see you later on tonight," right? And then you don't text him until a few hours prior to the date. The space that you create and not responding to him when you guys are supposed to go out and he's just asking you if you guys are going to confirm for later on tonight brings fear in his heart. He's like, "Oh shit, what happened? Is she not gonna come?" You see? And so creating space is all about, there's a rule, is that when you create space, always have a valid excuse. Don't create space by telling him, "Why didn't you text me back?" And you respond with, "Well, I was creating space, to get you attracted to me, or I was, I just didn't want to text you back." Like, don't do that, because then he's gonna get resentful, right? So what you have to do then is actually have an excuse, a valid excuse. For example, like saying, "Oh, I didn't text you back because my phone died. Seriously, my bad." But the reason why is because it returns him to a normal emotional place, right? He can't get mad at you because something happened with your phone. It wasn't your fault. But also, it allows him to experience losing you without it affecting your relationship. You see? So you're using space with minimal, without losing out, because your excuse says that I'm sorry, like my phone died. Now, you have to develop the reputation of someone who texts back. So the thing is about space is that you first have to create a pattern. You have to create a pattern in order for when you create space, then they notice the difference instantly. Because as humans, we always try to predict patterns. We're always trying to predict events, you see. So when you develop a pattern of someone who texts back quickly, then you create space by breaking that pattern and not responding at the usual amount of time. So for example, it's kind of like texting. You guys are texting. "Hey, let's hang out." You text him. "Hey, how are you?" He's like, "Hey, what's up?" "Oh, not much, just hanging out." "Hey, what are you doing tonight?" You wait. You see, for example, no, like you say, "Oh, not much, hanging out." "Oh, what you been up to today?" "No, talking, having fun with my friends." "Oh, wow, that's what's up, man." "Nah, man, I'm doing something tonight. What are you doing tonight?" I'm not doing nothing." You see, you responded fast. "Yo, we want to hang out?" And then you break that pattern by taking a little bit longer, taking 5 times. So if you responded within a minute, you text him.
But only do this if you actually have the intention of seeing him. Because this is where guys get pissed off at me. Is that I teach this, and some women do this with bad intention. I can't control that. But if you do this with bad intentions, karma will come to you. I'm just letting you know. Karma will hit you.
Within 10 minutes. You see, if you usually respond within 30 minutes, you text them in 2 hours. And so that's what creating space is, just breaking the pattern. So, but if you don't create that pattern, he's not going to notice the difference. So that pattern can also be from the perspective of you creating attraction. You show him that you're attracted to him. You showing interest, then suddenly breaking the pattern. He's like, "I have her." He's comfortable. He gets used to the pattern because the brain's looking for patterns. You got the pattern, then boom, you take it away. And now he's like, "Oh shit, whoa, what the fuck? Oh my God, where is she? Oh Lord." So that's why you do it. But the important thing about creating space, though, is that it cannot be done with resentment. You cannot say, "I'm not talking to you because I'm mad at you." No, because then, once again, you have to make it so that it's natural, so that when you create space, he doesn't get defensive. You see, he has to. It's because if he gets defensive, that he's not gonna get needy. He's gonna want to retaliate. So you don't want that. So it has to. You have to be consistent. You have to be consistent, but then once in a while break that pattern. So if you're someone that enjoys talking on the phone and usually responds fast, you usually, like, if you call him, you call him back. You break that pattern suddenly.
And this best works when the guy already loves you, when you're in a relationship, and you have the habit of not giving the guy space to breathe. This is more of a almost like a reminder when you're losing control and you're not aware of. Just follow these guidelines blindly if the emotions are too intense. They'll guide you. It's like a North Star. You may not know where you are. In other words, your feelings might be going nuts. You might be turning your head and shit. But just following this pattern will keep you in the right path.
And you stop responding and you stop calling him back for like a few days. You see, and then you give him a valid excuse, like saying, "Oh, my bad, this happened, this happened." Don't just say, I wasn't calling you back." You see, because then he's gonna get resentful. It's a very simple. It's a very simple thing. Very simple, very easy to implement. It's a way for you guys to understand that creating space is not more is an offensive and a defensive strategy. You see. It gets guys to chase and allows you to also see if the guy's attracted to you, because if you create space and he doesn't respond to you and he doesn't react to your space, then that means that he's not really as invested as you think he is. He doesn't like you as much as you think he likes you. It's a very simple thing. To be honest with you, man, I don't use these tactics, if I'm being quite honest with you, because I just prefer not to, But for women, I feel like this is pretty good. But this is why I always gotta remind you guys, though. You guys gotta be careful with this, because they're pretty effective strategies, and that's how you're able to get them attracted to you. You see, now it's not gonna guarantee love, but it's gonna get them interested in you, so that you can show your personality.
Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think about these types of reaction videos. I'll make more of them and update older videos like this, and giving my fresh opinion on what I had to say in the past. And we're having a meditation meetup in New York City next month. Message me on Instagram or through WhatsApp. You see how to get in contact with me, or through the comments, and I'll let you guys know information. You guys will be able to purchase the tickets in a few days from now. And by the way, for all the new users, we have 2 courses that we have, like I said, 40% off today. It's natural chemistry. It's a course that I made specifically for women who are in relationships and who want to learn how to navigate the emotional aspect of a relationship. It's a 5-week course that will teach you how to go from the guy liking you to the guy really loving you, and him respecting you and giving and just generally respect. And the other one is the psychological game of attraction, which is a course for women who are single. So we have 2 courses for women who are in relationships and for women who are single. You can click on the description down below to purchase it. It's all 40% off by the end of the week, okay? So I'll see you guys inside. Let's continue with the video.